Hey, I'm Sam Parker, and this is my very first podcast episode. Not Pasta Again will be a series of episodes about helping us flourish with food. We'll look at the emotional aspect around having to provide 3 meals a day for ourselves and for our families. I'll also be sharing advice and knowledge that I have gathered over the years, which have eased some of these pressures. I really hope to build a community of like-minded people who face the same issues so we can support each other and share tips and knowledge that we've all gathered over the years. This podcast is for you, so please do send me voice notes or emails that I can share in future episodes. Before we get into that a little bit more, I want to explain why I've decided to start the podcast. I've always believed that good food is an integral part of life, but I know it's not always easy to put good food on the table. So many things can impact on how we feel about food, from time pressures to the overwhelming feeling of shoulds, especially when we're a parent. I've felt those same pressures and wondered if I'm making the right choices or even if I'm putting good food on the table, always questioning whether things are good enough. There have been moments, many moments, when I've doubted my cooking skills, thinking that I'm just throwing together something mediocre because I don't know any better, and also because there's never enough time. And time, that's really at the heart of it, isn't it? Life is so busy, and those ever-present time pressures can make food feel like a burden rather than a source of nourishment and joy. So again, I ask that question, why have I started this podcast? The one thing I do know is that it is very much out of my comfort zone. But I really do believe that we all deserve to feel good in the kitchen. It's as simple as that. Not feel guilt, not feel stress, not feel bored, and definitely don't feel useless. And I've found a way. Over the last 5 years, I've managed to shift my own negative kitchen demons about getting good food on the table, and I really want to share that with you. So whether it's making healthier choices, reducing the feelings of stress, or just feeling more confident in what you cook, my goal is to help you flourish with food, even when life feels chaotic. So what do I mean by flourish with food? For me, I feel this term covers many aspects around food, from planning what to eat, shopping for the ingredients you need, the actual physical chopping and cooking part, the desire to eat healthily, and then there's the emotional pressures and not letting them get the better of us. I have found a way to cook that has made me flourish rather than flounder with food. And it's been born out of a need to provide healthy meals for my family as a busy single mum. So consider this. Do you find yourself stuck in a rut with your cooking style and meal options? According to a YouGov poll, the median answer to how many meals can you cook from scratch without a recipe is 7. Just 7. 7 different meals on repeat each week, each month, each year. And if you're the main cook in the home, that becomes really tiresome, doesn't it? Even worse, if you've got different dietary needs to cater for or a fussy eater, it becomes even more difficult. I really will help you flourish with food and take away the overwhelm that you might be feeling, whatever that overwhelm is. How might I do that? Well, I'm going to help you build your confidence. I can really help you guarantee that every meal you make will taste great. I will help you eat without feeling guilty. Everything can be clean, so that's no additives, no preservatives, and I can even show you how to eradicate packet food. I'll help you remove the stress from cooking, of what to cook, of fitting it into your busy schedule. I will ensure that there is quality and flavour in every meal. Scratch cooking has never been so easy. And imagine having some adventure back in your cooking. And I promise with the more success that you have, the more you will want to try. So creativity in the kitchen really can be a thing. Ultimately, regardless of where the overwhelm stems from, I can bring you joy into the kitchen and a big fat smile on your face when you think of all the possibilities for amazing food at your fingertips. Coming back to me, so you know where I come from, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a Thermomix advisor and I'm also a trained Pilates instructor. For a long while, I've been conscious about eating well, reducing the amount of processed food that I consume, and looking after myself from the inside as well as the outside through exercise. And I'm hugely passionate about helping other working mums feel good about themselves too, which in turn is reflected back into everyone's household. I wonder if I've just said a word that you've never heard of before: Thermomix. A Thermomix is an amazing kitchen device that will really help you in more ways than you can imagine in the kitchen, and it helps you flourish with food, and it's where my journey begins. A final thought from me. Why have I called it Not Pasta Again? Well, it's threefold actually. I can't tell you how many times my children have requested pasta for dinner or tea, whatever you call it. I used to love it as a request because it was a meal that I knew they would eat, which was ultimately my main goal, having empty plates at the table. But man, it gets so boring hearing them repeatedly ask for it. Harry, my eldest, has actually grown out of pasta now, though, and whenever his brother asks for it, I can see a sense of resignation in his face. He doesn't want pasta again. Well, not every night, which is what Felix would have us eat. And finally, the Thermomix now means that we don't have to have pasta again and again, because it has opened up a world of incredible food that I never thought was possible to be made in my kitchen. I wonder if you have a food that is repeatedly asked for, one that you love and hate all at the same time. You love it because it gets eaten, but hate it because it's always on the menu. I'd love to hear from you if you do. I'm guessing pasta features quite highly, but I could be wrong. I really hope you will enjoy the podcast and come with me on a journey. I have a Facebook group, Let's Thermomix, that you can join for more tips and inspiration in the kitchen, or you can find out more about the work I do as a Thermomix advisor at myfoodforthought.co.uk. Like I say, I really hope to build a community, so I would love to hear from you. You can message me through the Facebook page or Instagram, and you can find links in the show notes, as well as emailing me at notpastaagain@hotmail.com. In future episodes, I'll be chatting to a variety of people, from busy mums who found joy in cooking food for their families again, to nutritionists and wellbeing coaches who also recognise the value of a Thermomix in their world. Plus, I will share so much more on building confidence in the kitchen, food control, the pressure to feed the family healthy food and them actually enjoying it, reducing food waste, cooking with fresh ingredients, and so much more. I'm excited for you to come on this journey with me and to hear from you regarding the struggles that you might face in your kitchen. In the next episode, I will discuss the overwhelm that cooking can bring, and I'll offer advice on how to overcome it, plus look at the pressure to cook healthy, tasty meals that the whole family will enjoy. Until next time, don't feel overwhelmed in the kitchen, because together we can flourish rather than flounder with food.